Okay. Our next presentation is Veteran Friendly Municipality Program. Good evening.
Council President, the Veterans Friendly Municipal Program, I was approached by Peter Lupo of Veterans Friendly Chamber of Commerce, and I think after talking to him and Mayor, and I discussed that, and I thought this is a great opportunity. It's a great idea. Obviously, we wanted to bring it to the council. Ultimately, council will have to pass actions once the program is reviewed by our attorney and made recommendations that will bring it back to the council for action item. But I wanted to give Peter Lupo an opportunity to approach and explain the program in detail to the council.
Good evening. Thank you for coming.
Good evening. Just first of all, I want to thank Administrator Shah and Mayor Henry for having me here last minute. I crashed his office about a week ago with this, and he was very gracious to take me at the very last minute. So I am Peter Lupo. I'm a veteran of Afghanistan and Iraq campaigns. I am the Vice President of... So I just got back in August. I spent a year in Kabul, so I'm just recently back. But I am now the Vice President of Legislative Outreach and Public Affairs for the New Jersey Veterans Chamber of Commerce. We're a relatively new organization. We've been getting townships on board with the new concept. We have an initiative. It's called the Veterans Friendly Municipal Certification Program that we have. And to give you kind of a very brief outline of what we're looking for, we ask of municipalities. I'll give you first what we're asking for, and I'll give you a little context and tell you why we're asking for it. The first is that we're seeking 3 spots in municipal parking spaces for veterans and for Gold Star family members. So it would be a simple sign just said simply, please save a spot for a veteran or Gold Star family member. Gold Star family members, as you may know, are members of the military who've lost their spouses or son or daughter in combat. So that's the first thing we ask for. The second thing we request is a 5% targeted goal, just a goal of hiring 5% of your municipal workforce with veterans. The third thing we ask for is a 6% set aside for veteran-owned businesses and service-disabled veteran-owned businesses. So that's something that's allowed under the New Jersey State Local Public Contract Law. That's an authorized permissive set aside. We're requesting that. And the fourth thing we ask for is that you give us notification of upcoming bids so we could tell our roughly few thousand members of upcoming bids. So those are the 4 things we're requesting. I think they're relatively modest. And I know this is a township that has a great commitment to the veteran community. I wanted to thank you also for the moment of silence and reflection that you had at the opening for first responders and for members of the military, our sons and daughters that are serving. It was very touching to know that people do care, So a little context about why we're seeking this type of certification from the municipality. The first is what people may not be aware of is that when people mobilize, or you're a National Guard or the Reserve, you pick up and you leave your families, and your businesses for a year and a half. So I was gone for a year and a half. And a lot of my friends in the Reserve National Guard have businesses. They're mom and pop shops, and when they leave, it pretty much means the business shuts, the doors. If you have a landscaping company and you're running it yourself, that means for a year and a half, it's not operating. And weeds still grow, grass still grows, people need shrubs installed, planted. So people go to other businesses. So when they come back, they find that they have no more economic viability. They're starting from scratch in many cases. This set aside, the 6% that we're requesting, would help quite a bit with getting veterans back on their feet. Some of the big things that contribute to depression and suicide for veterans is not feeling like they're members of the community, not be able to be financially viable to contribute. So this would help a lot, the 6% set aside. The 5% targeted goal of hiring veterans, and you guys probably meet this already, I imagine, with Mr. Mayor, would also help getting veterans onto the workforce, getting them jobs. So for those reasons, we're seeking ratification or for this type of initiative. Another thing that maybe a lot of people aren't aware of is spouses, military spouses, as compared to the U.S. population that have an unemployment rate of 27%. In the United States, we're very blessed right now to have a 3.7% unemployment rate. We're one of the historic lows in the last 50 years. But veteran and military communities have a 27% unemployment rate for many reasons, constantly moving, shifting around, deployments. It's very difficult to, create a business. So for those reasons, I hope to get your support on passing of this resolution. If you have any questions, I'm happy to field it if you have any questions regarding the initiative.
Could you just explain the 6% set aside you talked about as it pertains to the small business? I just want to be clear about that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So the New Jersey public land contract law allows for it, and what it means is that you'll make a good faith effort, one, to give us notification of upcoming bids and RFPs. And that
Oh,
when-
okay, I got it. Yep.
There's a good faith effort, and then we have, if any veteran, it has to be competitive, so obviously we can't be 150% above a normal bidder, so we have to be competitive with everyone else. And we'd like to get 6% of any business where it's practical.
Right.
For example, you're bidding out for a fire truck, you can't give us 6% of one truck if someone comes in lower, so we're practical.
Great, thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the council? Questions, comments? Okay, good. All right, well, thank you very
I
much.
just want to say, I think it's a wonderful initiative, long overdue, well needed, and I'm sure we'll be on board to help in any way that we can.
Thank you, Dr. Greenberg.
Anyone else for comment? Thank you, I agree. I think this is a very good initiative, very positive, and our town is very veteran-friendly. Yeah.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for your service, and stay for the presentation.
Madam Chair.